How can you be useful? You can't ride, you can't lift anything, but in a few months you will, and you think you have cheat and fade all figured out, and you'll do it again, and I won't watch it happen.
Please.
Please.
Mr. Dutton, please.
Please what? What do you think I'm gonna do? Kick you off the ranch?
We are really friends outside of the show, though, right, guys? Imagine this.
I want to imagine.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
It's you and Kevin Costner. You're in the hot springs. You're nude.
You just like Greco-Roman
Why
style.
are we nude?
I don't know, because do Cowboys have bathing suits?
But just
You don't wear
underwear.
your swimsuit under your chaps just in case
But
you
your
come upon a hot spring?
Your underwear.
Really?
Then your underwear is gonna be wet all day. And like on the saddle, that's gonna be
Well, I won't
Chief
put my
City.
underwear back on.
Cowboys don't wear
At
underwear.
that point, you'll switch to a no underwear situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're learning a lot right now.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be naked in any river with Kevin Costner. No.
What if
Yeah.
it was really healing mud and like good for the soul?
I'll do it by myself.
If I looked like Luke, 100% I'm popping the top off, no problem.
Popping the top off is fine.
I'm
Popping the
if I look
bottom
like
off
Luke,
is another thing.
I'm popping it all off.
I
If I
just
look
don't-
like Luke,
I just don't see the point.
You've had to
Why
be
do I need to
naked
a bunch.
No, both of you guys have. You had super nakedness.
I
You
didn't.
had nakedness.
yeah, with him it's
Coming
super
up.
nakedness. With me, it's just nakedness.
I've had none so far.
It's always like weird when you take your clothes off. When the camera's rolling, I don't feel weird
You
about
don't, 'cause you're
anything. When it's
living in the
scripted and the
world.
camera's rolling, it's never that weird. It's everything in between.
It's the
when
moment
it's
that they
rolling.
say cut and you're very vulnerable
Yeah,
again.
all of a sudden, it's like, it's no longer your job to be naked. You just still are naked.
Who are you?
My name's
You know what?
Connor.
Shut up.
There's this interesting character, this boy that Beth hasn't, she meets on the sidewalk.
What happened to your face?
What happened to yours, you insensitive little
Yeah, it's fascinating to watch the boy sort of work his way into Beth and Rip's strange little family. It's been a huge and important and sort of formative thing for Beth that she can't have children of her own and of her relationship to Rip.
You're all I need.
She's introducing this thing with one foot out the door,
Look, he didn't have to be here. It's your decision.
bringing a kid home, kind of to poke Rip.
Get your shit and get out of my house.
He's very mean, actually, to the kid.
All I asked for was a chance.
No, you didn't ask for shit. You puppy dogged my lady, and she asked me. And the answer is no. You don't get a chance.
It's interesting the way you put that, because Beth is like, she experiments. She's like non-committal. Like Beth is only really committed to John Dutton and maybe Rip in her life. And everything else is a bit of a, she kind of dabbles, but Rip commits. In part because Rip, like, he doesn't go halfway,
Right,
really.
he's committed to
He's
no.
keeping you on the
Yeah,
outside
yep.
until you're all the way inside and you're sort of part of his family.
Yeah.
And whereas Beth is like, yeah, for Beth it does start out like more of a game.
What kid, Beth?
I think you might be our kid, baby.
What is her point to begin with? What is she doing? What is her end? I know she's sort of playing, but it seems really, kind of a really hard game to be playing with a kid like that.
I think
What is she after?
Well, I think that maybe deep down that I think she wants to probably be a mother. I think that's something that she
really?
I think she probably did, but I think that also like that weird kind of fractured relationship that she had with her mom. I think that's like they're both kind of like loving this kid in the way that they were raised. In the beginning, I think that she just kind of like does the kid a favor.
He claims that you're his guardian.
I'm his what?
She also does really have a soft spot for underdogs.
Yeah.
Like Beth, I think instinctively breaks down power. She
Yeah.
sees power, she starts pulling it apart right away.
You are the trailer park. I am the tornado.
Yeah.
And when she sees someone like the boy who has no power, who is this kid with nothing, that's the only people for whom she really has sympathy. And I'm not exactly sure. Maybe she also sees in him that he's in kind of the situation Rip was in.
Who is that?
You, 20 years ago, had the same options that you had.
I'm not buying this for the Yellowstone. I'm buying this for me.
Jamie buys his own ranch, effectively.
I have questions right off the bat. I don't know if Jamie wants to be a landowner or wants to be a rancher. I think he wants to get out from under the thumb.
It's time you grew your own shadow, son. You stopped living in someone else's.
Right away, I'm like, this whole operation's probably doomed.
It's like a shell corporation.
You know, it is, but it's a shell. It's not
Shell.
real.
It's not real. It's
So
not like a
it
functioning.
just something bad's gonna happen.
Would you go to work? Would you go to live in that bunkhouse?
I wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't want to work there.
I would talk to him. I mean, he's to talk to the guy, see what the offer.
Could you imagine if he walks around everybody in the bunkhouse? He's like, hey, I gotta. He's like,
Poaching.
if you want to come in just for a couple hours, and everybody said
No,
no,
I wouldn't
and
want
he
to do
walked
that.
away.
Just because it's like his personality.
Nah,
It's like you
man.
don't know what you're doing.
They're riding like ATVs over there, though.
We're gonna have to buy some horses.
No, don't waste your time with horses. Kawasaki mule.
I think I gotta say, I think that like the sheets would have really high thread counts.
That's what I was gonna say.
It'd
Like
be kind
satin
of nice,
sheets.
you know. I bet there'd be like really good conditioner
Probably
in the
like-
communal shower.
Be like a loft. I imagine like a loft feel.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it'd be really lovely.
Really? I can't.
Like in downtown Montana.
Yeah, because it's not functional in the same way. It's not gonna be like covered in all the side effects of working on a ranch.
Right, but he would
aka
try
work.
extra hard to make it that way, like if it was the prison portion of a pirate ship. He'd be like, that's your bunkhouse. That's, I don't know why.
You think
I-
he'd overcompensate?
He would
overdo-
overcook
overdo it.
and be like, doesn't this feel good? Don't you like this?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm not interested at all. That place is already scaring me.
But to be fair, I also wouldn't want to work at like Rip's law firm.
That sounds interesting.
You know, like for me, Jamie's bunkhouse is a little bit like Rip's law firm.
I would like that.
That would be exciting to me. It's
Getting
something
into
to figure
court,
out.
really just throwing it around, seeing what happens.
You mean throwing chairs around?
Yep, I
Getting
do.
into court and really just flipping
Whatever
tables?
goes, like whatever happens.
That's Rip. Yeah,
Whatever happens,
I'm gonna
happens.
represent myself.
The judge gives him instructions.
Hey,
You gotta tell your boy to watch the bass in his voice when he speaks to me.
this ranch, you don't litigate. If you're gonna litigate, you litigate with me.
Oh, I'm gonna get with you all.
You wanna fight somebody, you come fight me. I'll fight you all goddamn day.
It has to be something like,
It's always names, isn't
yeah,
it?
no, it's always
But
names.
Rip only has one name, so it's Rip, and
No,
Rip.
Wheeler and Co.
Oh, Rip Wheeler. He's got a.
Yeah.
He does have, yeah.
Wheeler and Co.
It's the brand, but it's a dollar sign. You know?
He's got the big billboards.
Yeah,
Have
right,
you
the
been
big one.
ripped off?
You
Call
know,
Rip
yeah,
Wheeler.
That's
really good.
I think that's great.
I do not think it would go well in the
No,
courtroom.
but I do think that we wouldn't ever have to go to court. We'd be settling a lot out of court.
I think that's exactly right. If it ever gets to the courtroom, he's punching the judge in like 8 minutes.
I just think that the people wouldn't make it.
What do you mean you object?
Teach the son of a bitch a lesson, will you please?
Can we just walk?
Thematically, I'm gonna say the injuries that you and JD have, the healing and the getting back on the horse. Talk a little bit about that and how he does it differently than your character is.
To start all the way back at the beginning again is like, I think, an incredibly sort of humbling journey.
Because this is the second time.
This is the second time Jimmy's been hurt very
Back
badly
to
and is sort
zero.
of trying to rebuild. You know, and I think, and that's a sort of theme I feel like throughout the show is like seasons of growth, seasons of loss, seasons of rebuilding, rebirth, beginning again. And there's something I think beautiful about how humbling that is. It keeps you in the place of always learning. You're never done.
Right.
Even when you think you're done, boom, you're injured, you're back at one again. John Dutton, who's been writing his whole life, knows as much about cowboying as anyone in the world, gets injured so badly and starts back over at one again.
Well, it causes you to be vulnerable as well, right? Like if you're not able to do all the things you would usually do, you have to lean on other people. And I think that that's something that like Jimmy and John in their own ways don't do very well. Jimmy hasn't had anybody really to lean on, but John also gets strength from not leaning on people.
Get all this shit out of here.
Sir, we're required to provide you with the same standard of care that you received in the hospital.
Jimmy got back on the horse, he got hurt very badly, and from that moment he's felt profound shame, and he's felt like such a failure. And John Dutton sort of, the person who took a chance on him, took a risk on him, gave him everything, gave him this opportunity, he let down John Dutton.
I'm so goddamn tired of being right. I told you this would happen, and what did I say next?
Please don't fire me, sir. Even as he's experiencing these physical injuries, I think he's also paralyzed with shame. I think it's so hard for him to even say out loud what he did.
I'm done trying to make a man out of you, Jimmy. I'm leaving that to someone else.
Yo, like what happens like if he really just didn't come back? This is like real. Like if he leaves, like that's it's a real emotional thing.
That's so right, because I've known you guys for 4 years.
Yeah.
Jimmy has known Colby and Ryan
Yeah.
closely,
Right.
but just for a few months or something, right?
Right,
So like,
right.
if Jimmy leaves the ranch, what does that mean for the scenes that we have? What is that?
Right.
Are we gonna get
Right.
to do the fun scenes we
Right.
love to do anymore?
You build relationships and friendships, and then you're like, oh gosh, like at any moment, you know, this is like Survivor. You know, like at any moment, somebody could be gone that you like had a really close, you know, relationship with.
At that point, it's all these questions and no answers.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. It wasn't my decision.